Hey guys, James here from The Baked Chef. Now, I've had a fucking heap of people hit me up saying they want some Munchie food for when they're obviously fucking baked. So, what I've decided is I'm just going to show you guys how to make a real simple, easy sausage rolls. It makes loads, it's super easy guys. It takes probably about 40 minutes to make in total. Most of that's in the oven. So, they taste great and hopefully we'll get you off the fucking junk food and the quick easy snacks that you can grab from the cupboard and start getting you some real food into you. Because like you'll be fucking way better off from it. And it tastes hoops better. Alright guys, let's get into it. I'll show you how to make it. It is easy, so follow along and cook it at home. Alright guys. Righto, so first things first, we need to cook off some of our onion and bacon and that for it. So what we're going to do is we've got one red onion, then we'll just cut just the ends off that. Peel back, layer of shit stuff. Right, then we just get rid of all that into the bin. Doesn't need to be super fine, guys. It'll basically soften up anyway once we put it through the stove. So do the second one. Alright, now while our pan is heating up, chuck in just a little bit of coconut oil, just so it doesn't stick to the bottom. We've got our onions here, just cut up some bacon. Now I've got 3 rashers here. You don't need heaps. This is well and truly more than enough. Don't be scared to throw all your fat, your rind, the whole lot in there. Like I said, we're going to cook it off anyway, and then it's going into our sausage rolls, so you're not going to notice it. You really won't. So with your bacon, about the same sort of cube size as the onion, just so it all cooks nice and evenly and it has a sort of even texture, I suppose. Righto, so now that's all cut up. That pan should be hot now. We're just going to throw it in there. Just let that start browning. And then, last of which, we're going to throw a little bit of garlic in. Once we've started browning it off, just remember your bacon is going to take a little bit longer to cook than everything else. So we'll just fry that off in about 2 minutes. We're going to throw in the garlic. Alright, while we're waiting, just to get a little bit of heat through the bacon and the onions, just to cook that off a little bit, what I've got is I've got just one of these little celery stick things, and then we're just going to slice that nice and thin so that we can cut it up and put that in there as well. Right, now that's done, we're going to throw that in, and then we're going to chuck our garlic on top. Right, so celery's in, just a teaspoon of garlic guys, don't go overboard, not for this one anyway. Alright, give that a mix through, see how we look. Alright, that's looking good. Just keep browning that off, guys. Almost there. Right guys, that is done now. So that's all nice and golden and cooked off. But we don't want it fucking hot like it is now. We want it to cool down a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll just chuck it in there. Just let it cool down. Give it say 10 minutes. On a metal pan, it's going to cool down real quick anyway. So give that 10 minutes and then we're going to chuck all the ingredients in. We'll mix it all up and then we'll get it into our pastry. Get your pastry out guys. It's going to take probably around about 10-15 anyway to soften up and be ready to go. So get that out, let it sit on the bench and it'll be ready to use when we get there. Right, now that that has settled and it's cooled down a little bit, what you'll notice inside, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but there'll be just like a little bit of juice and stuff in there that's from like your onion and your oil and all that. Leave it in there. It's flavoring and it's gonna absorb into your breadcrumbs and stuff. So basically what we've got now is we've got our mix. I've got half a kilo of pork mince. We've got 1 cup of the breadcrumbs, and then I've just got 2 eggs. So we'll throw those in. Then I've got in here is pretty much half a teaspoon of each of black pepper, salt, paprika, onion powder and garlic powder. So if we throw that in, and then next all we've got to do is just break all this up and just mix it all through. Now these I'm just making for Munchie food guys, so there's not going to be any sort of real, you know, amount of THC or CBD or anything in there. But if you wanted it to be medicated, this would be where you want to throw in just a bit of your MCT oil. If you've got it, you can also chuck a bit of flour in here. You know, 3-4 grams of flour would probably be great. Just your second stuff from what you've made your oil or your butters out of. Doesn't need to be anything fancy or flash. You know the drill guys, keep it simple. All right, now we've mixed all that up and it's sat for about probably 3 or 4 minutes just to really absorb as much of that moisture as we can. Just grab one of our puff pastry fucking sheets, just lay it out. We're just gonna cut it pretty much in half and then flip them out onto our board. All of that. And then we're just going to get a couple of scoops of our sausage roll mix. Nice and thick. Make sure it's even. All the way to the edges. Right, once we've done that, we're just going to get 2 eggs, so it's got the yolk and everything in there, and we're just going to whisk that up just to make our little egg wash. And then that just gets painted on one side, nice and thick. And then we're going to roll the dry side over to our moist side, and then pull it all back so it's all nice and round. And then we're just going to roll that over. Press it down, and then we'll transfer that over to our tray. Repeat that as many times as you need. I've got about probably 6 to make, so I'll crack on and then I'll show you the rest. Alright, so I've finally finished all of these. So what I'm going to show you to do now is we're just going to do like an egg wash across the top. Give it a nice thick coating of egg wash. It'll get them coming out nice and golden. So we'll do that to all 3. Righto. Then we're just going to get some sesame seeds. I'm just going to chuck them over the top. Then what we need to do is we're just going to cut them into little sections just so that they help sort of cook a little bit evenly through the center. Lets a little bit of steam out as well. Right, now those just go in the oven on 180. It's probably going to take about 25 minutes to cook, guys. So let's get it done. Alright guys, so we're about 20 minutes in. So they're starting to golden up. 5 more minutes to go and they'll be looking fucking mint. Right guys, they're out of the oven and they look fucking unreal. Look at that. So we'll cut them up and I'll give you a look at the insides of them and then it's time for a taste test, I reckon. So we'll probably let them sit for about 3-4 minutes just to cool down a little bit. And then it's time to dig in. Alright guys, let them cool, we'll cut them. Righto guys, that's it, that's a wrap. That is, right there, absolute fucking delicious sausage rolls for when you got the munchies. And like I said, they're fucking easy guys. So get rid of the fucking chips and the shit that you eat, guys. Eat real food. Makes you feel so much fucking better at the end of it. You've been watching The Baked Chef. I'm James. Until next time, see you legends fucking later. Don't forget, subscribe to the social media and keep up to date with everything that I do. See you guys.